get some rest tonight. It is going to be fantastic. Best sleep in a long time. Let's do this. So my name is Sarah Marie Paul, and I am so excited to be here with you. I started these Monday. I know it's Tuesday, but typically these are Monday night calls. Yesterday was a holiday. Melinda and I were both traveling for the weekend, so we said, hey, let's just do it on a Tuesday. No one will mind. I think that this will be great. And we started these back in March when everything kind of went down. I decided to pivot my health and wellness business into just pouring into anyone who would listen and anyone who would benefit from specifically emotional support, stress relief, and sleep support, because those are topics that are near and dear to me. And Sarah Miller-Stutzman is in here as well. I know that she's planning to do all the sessions this evening with her family. She came alongside of me, and we have been continuing these. So I don't know how many months that is: March, April, May, June, July, August, oh my goodness, September. It's been about 6 months of these classes. And I love joining up with other female entrepreneurs, other health-minded females who have something to offer. And when Melinda reached out to me after one of our last classes, she said, hey, I am a certified yoga instructor. I live a life of meditation, and I have this practice that I would love to share with our community. I could not say yes fast enough. I think she messaged me, and immediately within 30 seconds, I was like, yes, that sounds wonderful. So I am going to let Melinda do a little bit of an introduction. She is also going to be guiding you this evening we're going to do an introduction. This is what tonight's going to look like. Intro. She is going to talk about breathing. We're going to be doing some breathing techniques for relaxation, during which she's also going to tell you about some oils that she loves to use during her breathing techniques. Then we're going to go into yoga postures. That's going to be for about 20 minutes. After that, she's going to do an intro to meditation. If you are new to meditation, have no worries, have no fears, have no expectations. Let's hang our expectations up at the door, because tonight is going to be awesome. So even if you have any preconceived notions about meditation, she is going to guide us into something that is going to be very relaxing this evening. The guided meditation will last about 10 minutes. And then at the very end, we're going to take questions. Melinda's going to talk a little bit. Nutrition is really an area that is very important to her. And she's going to recommend a couple supplements that are helpful to ease into a helpful night's rest. We're going to take questions at that time. And then we're also going to give you some opportunities to learn more about specifically emotional release and also other experiences with yoga and meditation. So Melinda, thank you so much for being here and for guiding us. Would you please just take a moment to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Sarah, for the introduction. I'm super excited to be here, and I've been following your workshop, and it's really a full wellness journey for anybody who's interested to take care of themselves and for their family in a natural, holistic way. And I always learn something, and it's very inspiring to be part of a community where I'm around so many like-minded people. So I really started practicing yoga over 10 years ago, just by accident through some coworkers. And I was working at Karen. And at that time, I was dealing with really severe lower back pain. And I could not even breathe. I could not do any of the poses. I felt very uncomfortable. I had no idea what I was doing. So if you are new to this, you never tried it before, I can tell you, if you can breathe, you can do yoga, you can do meditation, and you can do several different breathing techniques and see which one really works for you. When I was started to practicing regularly, I really experienced that something changed. My breathing expanded, my lower back pain went away. All that stretching and moving gently, and just breathing into it was something that my body was really able to handle without getting hurt, like with high pounding workouts and cardio exercises. So I was really, in my late 30s, I was kind of beginning to drawn to take better care of myself because I was really going downhill where I could not function anymore. And really nothing was working that I was following the traditional way. So I was looking for something natural solutions. And that's when I really started to pay attention to what I was eating, what I was putting into my body, and how that really affects my well-being, my stress level, and my mood. And I went gluten-free after talking to an acupuncturist, and that was life-changing for me. All my symptoms went away, and that's when my journey really started to step into this different dimension where I started to remove all the toxins around in my house because the environmental factors were really, really making me physically sick. So yoga was something I'm like, okay, I can do this, no excuse. I can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I can just breathe. I can just sit quietly, whether it's in the morning or in the evening. Oh, no big deal. What I realized after doing it regularly, my attitude was changing towards how I was responding to things. And as I was getting closer to my 40s, I started to really dig deeper to tune into myself, asking questions. What is my dreams? Why I'm here for? Is there a purpose for me? We're not just floating around here, right? So when you start closing your eyes and take a deep breath and asking questions, the answers are there. All we have to do is open our mind and be open to receiving. So I got this push, this urge to do something that was always on my vision board. So last fall, I went ahead and signed up for this yoga teacher training that started at Building 7 in the fall. And I never looked back. As soon as I arrived, I didn't question anything. I just showed up. And I knew at that moment I was at the right place at the right time. And I needed this. Whether it was for self-care, whether it was to be able to help others, I was not sure. All I wanted to learn. So throughout these 9 months, we were so lucky to learn so much in depth, to connect the dots and understand that what really breathing does to our body, how it affects every single cell in our body, and how our body is so perfectly, wonderfully functions if we give it the opportunity. When something is out of whack though, then suddenly we get some kind of symptoms, physical symptoms, other feelings. So what we have to do is take a step back, take a closer look, pay attention, and then start to balance it out. Because our body is one thing I learned for sure, that our body is able to heal itself. It's been proven for thousands of years. This is nothing new. There is tons of research out there. And you don't really have to complicate things. You can just start where you are. You can do really advanced, you can do very basic. So one thing I learned that in our busy life today, that we are so pulled in so many directions and we don't really know how to breathe, why we breathe, and we just take it for granted. So when we are breathing, we are really balancing out the left and right side of our brain. And everybody has either one side stronger or the other one. So this is why it's super important to balance it out, especially when we are under very stressful situations that, you know, life happens. So how we respond to the stress, once you understand that, you have a choice. When you have tools, you're able to utilize them. So to me, in order to enhance my breathing experience, I do that first thing in the morning, and before I go to bed, I use specific essential oils that help me open up my chest, extend my lungs, and so I get a much deeper experience by opening up my nostril passages. So I wanted to mention to you that certain oils I like to use for just my breathing practice. I have my little diffuser going here. I don't know if you can see it well. And on the top here, I use really different ones every single time based on, you know, what I'm experiencing. But any of the eucalyptus oils working really, really well. My favorite one to use for the breathing is rosemary. Out of all the oils, that's what works for me. It's different for everybody. Everybody will have something that speaks to them that really helps them to open up their airways. When it's winter season, then I like to use Sniffle Ease and just put it on my forearm right here. So that way I can just have it handy all the time whenever I'm doing any of the yoga poses even. So it's kind of pretty neat. And my really big ticket is actually the Steve's cough drop, which is right now. I have it in my mouth because this opens up my throat and my nasal passages, which is very, very important when you are doing the breathing techniques, because often you are using your throat muscles to control your breathing and focusing on the count on the inhalation and the exhalation. There's really lots of different versions you can go with. For my quiet experience, I like to use the oil Ravinsara. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but that's actually something I carry in my yoga bag all the time. And in the morning, I have this Awaken blend that became absolute favorite. Just really makes me open up my mind and help me receive the information that might come to me. So we're gonna start with my favorite breathing technique that you can do in the morning, at noon, extremely beneficial, and in the evening before bed. It's called alternate nostril breathing, and it's super duper easy to do. You can practice it every day. Try to do it minimum like 21 days and see what you experience and difference in your state. So in order to prepare for that, we create a Vishnu Mudra, which is nothing else than taking your right palm, your right hand in front of me, just like looking at a mirror, and taking your second and third, so not to confuse any fingers. So taking these two fingers and fold it into your palm. Now we have 3 fingers left. So your thumb is gonna be placed on our nostrils on the right side, and our ring finger is gonna be responsible for the left side. And we will be alternating the breathing and kind of balance it out. So with this pattern, we will start the practice on the left side, and we end on the left side. For preparation, sit either on a folded blanket, on a meditation cushion, in hero pose like this. I find this kind of pretty comfortable. Or if you have a block or a blanket available, you can place it directly on top of your heel. So you should be nice and comfortable with straight spine. So let the energy flow freely. No constraint here, what we're looking for. You're gonna close your eyes. So your spine upright, your shoulders are relaxed, and we're gonna take 3 slow and conscious breaths. In, take an inhale, and out through your nostrils. We only use our nostrils for our breathing. Take the next inhale through the nose, and exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose, and exhale. With this, you're basically telling the mind to settle, to focus on something that's very beneficial for the mind and the body. So you take your hand with your folded fingers, and you're gonna start on the left side. You're gonna close your right nostril with your thumb and breathe in through your left nostril. You pause, close your left nostril with your finger, and open the right nostril to exhale. Now we inhale through the right nostril, pause, close the right nostril, release the left side, and exhale, and pause. This was one set of breathing. Inhale through the left nostril, pause, open the right side, close the left, and exhale through the right nostril. We breathe through the right nostril, and pause, close the right, and open the left, and exhale gently. We did 2 sets. We do 3 more. Inhale through the left side, and hold, and exhale through the right side, and pause. Inhale through the right side, pause, close the right, and release the left side, and exhale. Do 2 more in your own space until you get a natural pattern of breath flowing without any intervention, just the flow. As you're taking your last breath on the right side and hold, close the right and open the left and release. Please keep your eyes closed. Notice your breathing. Can you make your exhale a little longer and steady without forcing the air out? Gently and slowly open your eyes. So was this super easy? Was it easy to follow for everybody? I have to tell you, first time I tried it, first couple of times, my brain really had to focus which one was the left side and which one was the right side. But when you practice it, you really feel that you're gonna be all balanced out. And no matter where you are, sitting in your car, you're having a lunch break, or you're even getting somewhere, waiting in line, you can really do it anywhere. So that's what my favorite part about breathing, that it's always handy. So we can do it wherever we are. And the benefits are, I mean, it helps you to normalize your blood pressure. It helps if you have any tension in your shoulders. Just breathing deeply, we release all those tense muscles. So this is something that I'm just I just easily picked up, and I think you can control how long you want to do this, but just make it regular. It doesn't really matter how long you do something. What matters is that it's called a practice. So it takes time until you will see the results, and it will show up as in every day how we are able to respond to things around us. You will notice you're going to become calmer, you're going to be able to not be upset about things that upset before. You more like understand for other people's viewpoints without getting upset. And it takes you to this acceptance level naturally, which is something that I really like to experience, especially nowadays, that no matter how anybody's thinking, we all have a viewpoint and we all have a why. So we just should respect that in everybody, and the world becomes a much better place. So the next things I wanted to do is show you some very simple poses, yoga poses, that we do in some of them. We do in restorative yoga, which I love to take classes in the evening. It's just something that my body is really craves, and I did notice a huge difference in my sleep health. So the oils I'd like to use for specifically for yoga, for restorative type of yoga, I used actually different ones based on the type of class I participate in. So if it's a fast-paced power yoga, then obviously I'm gonna use something that keeps me awake, gives me some energy, and I'm also take certain supplements and minerals that will give me the power to get through it without eating a bunch of high carb food. So I love to use, for my yoga practice, I love to use sacred frankincense. I don't know if anybody else has used this, that I almost believe that this one was kind of a secret ingredient for a great yoga practice and meditation, to take you to a little bit of a deeper level, so your relaxation really just gets up a notch. So, the other oil I love to use recently is for sleep. I mean, for just doing yoga, is Sacred Mountain. Sacred Mountain is just so magical to me. I mean, it's almost like they should call it like yoga in a bottle, I think. So if you don't have this one, I mean, you're truly missing out. And you know, if you're like, I don't know which oil to use, honestly, oh, you are diffusing that right now? Oh, that's wonderful, Tracy, great choice. If you just really don't know what to use, you can't go wrong with any of the woodsy oils, I call them. So I like to use Northern Lights black spruce. I like to use pine. All of those oils are having these grounding properties naturally, and you just really enhance that experience in a much deeper level than you would without the oils. It works without the oils too, but sometimes it's just really could use that extra help. I would say I can use it all the time. So, and for a good night's sleep, we all have our favorites in my family. So my daughter loves to use Gentle Baby. That's her go-to oil. My husband, who is the biggest baby, he likes to use Sleepy Eyes blend, even though it's not just for kids, it's for anybody really who would like to get a good night's sleep. And I just like to use cedarwood, put it into my hair before I go to bed, and also on the back of my neck. And frankincense. Those two works really well together. And adding the cedar wood is just really helps your body to produce naturally produce melatonin. So why sleep is so important is because our whole body is really on a natural cycle. When this cycle gets interrupted, because we are staying up too late, or we can't sleep for who knows what, we ate a heavy meal, or we have to get up super early. You know, just like the animals, they know when to go to bed and when to wake up. They are on the same schedule all the time. And when we get out of this natural cycle that our body craves, that's when we will have trouble sleeping really. So the goal is to try to get back into this natural pattern and see how you can easily kind of make changes. Like, you know, try to not eat a really heavy meal a few hours before you go to bed. Stay away from noisy things that is really affecting what goes into your head in the last few hours before bed. Your brain is working at nighttime, really high speed, and try to process everything that happened during the day, and also give your body an extremely important reset. So I really started to focus on this. And I noticed that now I sleep less, but by tracking it with my Fitbit, I can really actually get a really good quality sleep without any special efforts. So we are good sleepers here. So, but even when we go somewhere getting out of a pattern, we can easily get back to it, which is also very important if you travel a lot or you're taking care of others or something that, you know, that is out of your control. So these kind of tools are so life-changing for my family, because no matter what we're doing, we always know there is always tools we can have that will enhance our health at the same time and just get a really good balance back into our life. So let's do the couple of yoga poses that I think it's very simple to do for everybody. And we start in, let's see. So we started out in hero's pose. So we're gonna do child's pose. If you are familiar with child's pose, let me move my mat so you can see my mat here. Child's pose is something that is different for everybody first. And all you have to do is take your knees mat widths apart if you're down on the ground. If you're not on the ground, you're welcome just to use a chair and sit on the chair. That will work fine too. So you can do it seated as well, but it's more beneficial really if you're able to do this on the ground. You have to take a look back at your big toes. So see they're touching together. It's important that they're touching together. Now you're gonna place your arms in front of you, under your shoulders, and then sit back to strengthen, while you strengthen your spine. Your arms are moving forward, just like a big dog stretch. They are the professionals. We can really learn from them. Have your forehead touch the ground. That really helps to ground you. And take a deep inhale through your nose. Hold for 2 seconds. And exhale through the mouth. Let it all out. Relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. Take another inhale deeply. Hold for 2 seconds. And exhale completely. Since we are already on the ground, I really like to do some very easy stretches for my back. So from this same position, all we do is just walk our hands to the right side. Take your right hand as far as you can. Try to place your left one on your right hand. And your head is towards the ground. Do you feel the gentle stretch on your left side? Like right here. Keep it gentle, just hold and breathe into it naturally. We go back to the center and walk our hands to the other side. You can keep your fingers, you can stay on your fingers, just until you feel that lovely long stretch on your right side, where your head is towards the ground. Take a deep inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Go back to your center. Place our hands under our shoulders, and we're gonna come up to cat and cow pose. Cat and cow pose is basically a tabletop position when your arms are directly under your shoulders, your fingers are spread evenly apart, and every finger really grabs the ground evenly. So you get a good balance. With your knees, try to find a position where you don't have any knee discomfort. And your knees are directly behind, parallel basically with your hands. This is your base position that creates a straight spine, what we're going for. And this is a beautiful spine exercise that is just so wonderful for anybody who's doing a lot of standing or lots of sitting, and really pushes those vertebrae together. So it's wonderful to get those stretched out in a very simple way, just like breathing into it. So we'll take a deep inhale and we look up, but not overstretching, just in front of you. And we tilt our pelvis down towards the ground. We look down, curve our belly in, and push our buttocks in, just like an angry cat. That will create this bridge when we exhale. Inhale in cow, look in front of you, belly towards the ground. And exhale, pull your belly in, your torso tight. Feel the connection in your lower back and pelvis area. Let's do one more. Keep your shoulders pulled back and relaxed. Do not strain your neck. And exhale. So that was my very, very simple second favorite pose, I would say. After this, let's see. Just want to make sure I'm staying on. After this, we're going to be doing the upward dog pose that's extremely beneficial for encouraging a restful night's sleep. So from this cat and cow or tabletop position, we're going to be laying down on the ground gently and slowly. And we're going to be keeping our feet together. Your feet are touching the ground, your toes are on the ground in like a ballerina pirouette position. And your arms are set right next to your, a little bit forward, your armpit, right next to your chest area. On your next inhale, you pull your torso, your belly in, activating your lower back muscles, and slowly and gently push yourself up. If you only do it halfway, that's like the cobra position. But if you're able to, without straining your back, by supporting using your lower back muscles and pushing down your feet on the ground, you feel this very nice stretch in your spine and opening of the chest. Okay. Gently release it by sitting back into child's pose, just to stretch it out. And come back into our hero pose here, sitting. And next is camel. You heard of camel pose? You're basically sitting, just kneeling down. It really opens up your chest. So let's plenty of air to get into your chest. And really open up create this shoulder opening at the same time. If you have really tight shoulders like me, it's easier to do just one side at once. When you start on the right side, your right hand is touching your right heel. So go back slightly while you're pushing your pelvic area forward. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe, it's very important. Coming up, let's do the other side. You can also feel your pelvic area or control it better if you put your hands on your hips, push it forward, look up a little bit, take your arms and place it back on the left heel. And breathe. On your next inhale, you come back to hero's pose. Now we're going to be sitting down and do the butterfly. pose, which is my daughter's favorite. You really can't go with the butterflies. I don't know any kids who would not like that one, right? So the butterfly pose is very simple. All it has to do, all you have to do is put your feet together as your knees are bent. Your knee is going to be sticking up based on how well your pelvis is able to open or not. So where you place your feet and your heels, you can move it forward if you'd like, because it's not really about that. It's about putting your hands down on your ankles and your arms, your elbows are going and help to kind of slightly push down on your knees so you can get a straight spine this way. When you take a deep inhale and exhale. One more. Deep inhale and exhale. And then you place your hands, your fingers on the floor in front of you, or you can grab your toes by interlacing your hands over your toes, and then try to move a little bit closer to the ground. Don't overstrain it. It's not about how flexible you are. It's about really focusing on the lengthening of the spine and still staying on the ground at the same time. Coming out of the pose, we sit up straight. Put our feet down, our knees up. And I'm gonna be moving into my favorite twist pose. It's called supine twist. So for this, I go sideways so you can really see what I'm doing. Can you see well? Yeah, okay, great. So I place my hands on my knees and slowly and gently, or using my abs, my inner core, going down and roll down to the mat. Feel your shoulders connected to the mat. Pull your legs in. Your arms can be out in a T position or an A position or cactus pose, whichever you find comfortable. And this one I usually do laying in bed in my pajamas. So it's called PJ anyways, so mine as well, I don't forget. So starting with the right side, you turn your knees to the right side and placing the left leg on top of the right leg. Your knees are stacked on top. And don't forget about your left shoulders. Make sure it stays down on the ground. I know that's not easy. Believe me, it took me a long time until I was able to do that. So don't feel bad. There's an adjustment you can do. All you have to do, take your left arm, your left hand, and place it on your hip. And when you do that, that releases that tension you might experience. It really opens up the shoulders and your back and your spine. Whatever you do on one side, always do on the other side to balance it out. And don't force anything. Don't try to push it hard. It's about gently breathing into it. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up and let's do the other side. So turn your left side all the way down to the ground. Your knees are touching the ground if you can. If not, that's okay too. Keep your right shoulder down in the bottom, down without any special force. We don't want nobody to get hurt. If that's too strenuous for you, just place your right hand on your right hips and breathe. Your head can be on the left side, looking up in the middle, or slightly to the right side without straining your neck. Come back to the middle. Now we're going to do knees to chest. So hold your hands, put it directly under the knees, under the kneecap area, and squeeze your legs together. Feel your lower back still grounded, touching the ground while you're pulling it into your chest. This is very beneficial. You can come up with your head and just keep it gentle, no straining or anything. Putting your legs down to the ground. Keep it simple. We grab our block if you have a block. If not, you are welcome just to use your blanket and slide it under your hip area. I'll show you the blanket so that way you can easily see how this works. Keep it nice and comfortable. Pull your knees back in. Your hands are down on the ground, supporting the ground or placing it actually facing up, and open your feet up towards the sky and flex it. It's not about how far you can keep it straight or this way or that way. It's about feeling your spine. Make sure it's balanced. And you can also get a really good ab workout on the lower abs at the same time. So it's a win-win, right? Who wouldn't like that? Just breathe into it gently. So anytime you put your feet up, you can do this actually against the wall as well. Just keep your butt all the way against the wall, and this pose makes it really just like up the wall. You can stay in it for like 5 minutes if you can. It's super relaxing. So I just wanted to show you that. And the very last pose is everybody's favorite, I'm sure. It's called Shavasana, which is usually at the end of each yoga practice. When you are really relax your feet, they are about mat distance apart. They kind of turn out, your heels. Your arms are facing, your palms are facing up, next to your hips. Your shoulders, pull them up and back and down. So they are fully touching the ground. Feel your lower back still be connected to the ground. And just breathe. The breathing is through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Try to deepen your breathing. But at the same time, keep it natural. Stay in the corpse pose. And I will do this short meditation, which is guided Shavasana. So as you take a nice long breath, you let it all out, long and easy. Your body is settled and relaxed. And this relaxation and awareness pose is called Shavasana. Bring your awareness to your body without any judging or analyzing your body. Just simply be aware that you have a body. Connect with your body. Keep your eyes closed. Relax. Notice your toes, all 10 toes, all at the same time. Notice your feet, the top and bottom, outside and inside. Become aware of your legs, lower legs, knees, backs of your knees, and thighs. Invite your thighs to soften all the way down to your toes. Become aware of your hips. Extend your awareness into the area between both your hips and your hip joints, across the base of your pelvis, outside and inside, and into and through your belly, outside and inside. Notice your chest, including your shoulders, the front and back, outside and inside. Now extend your awareness around the sides of your torso, following your ribs, around your sides, and all the way into your back. Be aware of your whole back, including the back of your shoulder blades, the back of your ribs, the back of your waist, and through the whole lower portion of your back. Focus on the back of your hips and buttocks, and from your waist in the center, all the way down through your sacrum into your tailbone. Notice your whole torso, front and back, outside and inside. Notice your hands, including your fingers and your thumbs. Just let go. Become aware of your arms, both arms, the legs of both arms, including your lower arms, elbows, and upper arms, including your underarms and shoulders, outside and inside. Become aware of your legs now, the arms and torso, front and back. And from your torso, through your shoulders, and all the way into your neck. Become aware of your throat. Perhaps clear your throat. Maybe swallow. And extend your awareness through your neck, face, and head. Outside and inside. Soften your face, eyes, eyebrows, and lips. Become aware of the space between your eyes. Allow that space to soften and expand. Let your forehead soften, your nervous system completely relax. Notice what is it like to completely relax your body. Just let go and rest in your whole body. Rest in the awareness of your whole body. Rest in awareness itself. Just rest in that. Let's gently begin to move. Notice your breathing. Take a long, slow in-breath with a long, easy emptying. Let's do another one. Take a deep inhale and a relaxed exhale. Begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Start movement in your body. Inhale and reach your arms over your head. Draw your knees in into your chest and give them a big, big hug. You deserve it. You matter. You are important. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Now roll onto your right side. Place your right arm, your knees are bent. Place your right arm under your head, kind of like a little pillow. And your left arm is supporting the ground. Feel the grounding energy floating through your left hand into the ground. We are directly connected to the earth. It keeps us grounded no matter what. On your next inhale, push yourself gently up with your left hand and come up to seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Stay in your meditation. Savor the experience and how this really affects your body and your mind. Be here and be now. This is the moment we have. Now in your own space, when you're ready, gently and slowly open your eyes. What are you aware of now? When I open my eyes, I'm usually in this half between state, so give yourself some time. Or if you go into bed, this is a perfect opportunity to kind of prep for that. We keep our hands in front of our heart. And I want to thank you, everyone, each and one of you, for showing up for yourself, making the time and commitment to meet yourself on the mat. That is the best gift you could give yourself today. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Melinda, thank you so much. How is everyone feeling? I want to go to sleep. So much. That was lovely. So I just want to say thank you. Does anyone have any questions? You can pop them into the chat. But I think that was very, very nice. That meditation was just like spot on for me. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I know that you offer some practices, private practices. Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, so as I was taking my journey through the yoga teacher training, I realized we all have a special gift where we just feel connected to something more than other. And I am very, very much like to connect with people who are really afraid. They don't know where to start. They feel overwhelmed or just complicate things, and really meet them where they are. So because of that, I'm happy to do one-on-one sessions with people, or a small couples, or kind of like a small group settings where people can share what is that they'd like to get out of their practice. And it gives that personal touch, not just attending any kind of yoga practice, but it's more being mindful about your practice and what you like to get out of it. It serves you so many ways in your everyday life, and they are just wonderful tools I love to share. And the other things that I'm also very much in tune, as I'm working in a corporate settings, I see so many people sitting in front of desk all day, staring at the computer. It's very straining on your back muscles, on your lower back, your shoulders, your neck. And there are wonderful loosening exercises for that. So I'd also like to teach yoga and meditation in a corporate settings. Right now, I know lots of people working from home, but of course not everybody. So there's always groups that are open to that and really could use it as well. And the outside is wonderful. As long as there is nice weather, I mean, we need to breathe, people. So let's not forget, no matter what the situation is, keeping our mind healthy and focused is super, super important for our overall well-being. So I also going to start teaching outdoor yoga that involves families, because we don't want to let the little ones out, especially when our equipment with tools, so they are able to respond to what they are feeling and what they are experiencing, and teach them to being healthy. Part of taking care of yourself is breathing, meditation, and yoga. So if anybody feels that I can help them, I'm happy to connect with you. Just send me a message.
What I have, Melinda, I actually, for everyone who joined us, I have a little brief little survey that I'm going to pop into the comments right now. And you can just comment there in the survey if you want any additional information about any of the yoga sessions, and then Melinda can get in touch with you via email. So I have that, I pop that in. In addition, if you fill out that survey, we'll send you additional references and resources for additional breathing techniques, and also some other relaxation tips too that'll help you right before bedtime, specifically with stress, sleep, and sadness. We'll send you some resources that can help you with those things. So Melinda, you can just contact them right there then after we have their information. And in addition, I'm so relaxed right now. I can't even really think like words. I need to go to sleep. On the the 21st of September, I am doing a workshop that is a Monday night workshop that is aroma freedom technique. And specifically what that is, that's a workshop that I have been working towards my certification over the past year, specifically the past several months, like more, it's been my focus, because my focus is specifically for emotional support for others, and release of past traumas. So this technique, specifically, it helps to remove mental blocks. It helps to release negative emotional patterns, overcome doubt, overcome fear, overcome procrastination, build confidence, help with realization of goals. And yeah, so that is, I am doing my first group session. I have, I believe, 4 spots available. I'm keeping it to a small group of 20 for that evening. And the cost for existing members and for those who attend the workshop this evening is just $35. That includes samples of all the oils. There are 6 samples of oils that will come to you. And you can, if you're interested in that, you can fill out the form and I can be in contact with a little bit more information about that as well. So Melinda, I want to say thank you so much again. Thank you. That was such a blessing for this evening.
Thanks for inviting me, and I really enjoyed these sessions that you had and all the different guests um, who are attending and share their treasure little tidbits.
Absolutely.
And really, this is all about taking care of ourselves and each other and having a community that we can all belong. So we don't feel lonely, we don't feel alone, we don't go cuckoo between the 4 walls. Because I can tell you, whatever you're dealing with, there are other people who are dealing with that already. But when we stop speaking up, we stop asking for help, we stop sharing, then we get stuck. And it affects us physically, mentally, and emotionally. So,
Yeah, thank you for that reminder. I think that's very, very, very important as well. And next week, speaking of Sarah Stutzman, she will be leading us specifically in a workshop that is geared towards your lymphatic system, which is extremely, extremely important when it comes to your immune system, and other systems of your body as well. So I will make sure to include that link in this event on Facebook. Or if you're interested in that too, you can just put that in the brief survey, the Google form that's there too. That way we can make sure that you get that link direct. And yeah, and that is it for this evening. So thank you so much. We hope that you all have a wonderful evening, and we will be in contact soon. Okay. Have a good night, everyone.
thank you, everyone, and have a good night's sleep.